In our first story, praising the efforts of Indian scientists in various fields, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked them to prepare a definite roadmap for the decade so that scientific research in various fields should be given a faster pace. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked Indian scientists to prepare a definite roadmap for the new decade to set the direction and pace of scientific research in various fields in the country. Modi was speaking at Bangalore after dedicating 5 young scientist laboratories of Defence Research and Development Organization to the nation. These laboratories will work on key advanced technologies of importance to the development of futuristic defence system. The Prime Minister said these labs would help in shaping the pattern of research and development in the field of emerging technologies in the country. The Prime Minister also electronically disbursed 12,000 crore rupees to 6 crore farmers as third installment of Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. He expressed hope that those states who have not implemented the scheme will implement it this year. The Prime Minister also awarded the Krishi Karman Award to the progressive farmers from 21 states. Home Minister Amit Shah has appealed to minorities living in India to avoid political propaganda being spread against the Citizenship Amendment Act. He reassured that no Indian would lose citizenship due to this new act. Indian Home Minister Amit Shah has described the protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act as mostly political and asserted that no Indian will lose nationality due to the newly enacted legislation. Shah also challenged Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi to show one clause in the CAA under which anyone is going to lose Indian citizenship. The Home Minister once again appealed to the countrymen, especially minorities, not to fall prey to alleged misinformation being spread by opposition parties. He said that the Consensus 2021 and the National Population Register, which the government plans to conduct along with the House listing phase of Consensus from April to September 2020, have nothing to do with the National Register of Citizens. Chief Minister of Maharashtra Uddhav Thackeray is struggling hard to run his government. Ministers were sworn in 3 days back, but are yet to get their portfolios due to bargaining by allies NCP and Congress. After NCP leader and Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar's announcement that portfolios will be declared, there is still no progress on that front, following fresh demands raised by the Congress. The Congress had earlier staked claim on urban development, agriculture and transport. Now it has dropped its claim on urban development, but is still insisting on industries and transport. Delay in allotting portfolios was a major embarrassment for Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray as it has adversely affected the credibility of the Mahavikas Aghadi government. First, there was a delay in swearing in of the Chief Minister, then further delay in cabinet expansion. Initially, it was declared that portfolios would be announced on the day of the cabinet expansion on the 30th of December, but there has been a complete uncertainty over allotment of departments. Indian public sector banks like State Bank of India are planning to give corporate working capital loan on the basis of their cash flow instead of their net current assets. After decades of following a set pattern, Indian banks may just change the way they lend. After a number of banking scams and frauds, India's government-owned banks are likely to change the way they disperse loans to corporates. Since the 1970s, public sector banks have given out most working capital loans required for day-to-day operations of a business on the basis of net current assets of corporate borrowers, a system that has resulted in overfunding to some and underfunding to others. India's largest lender, the State Bank of India, has now proposed a transition from an asset-based lending model to cash flow-based lending, a mechanism that may reduce misuse of funds by borrowers and enable banks to figure out ability of borrowers to service loans on time. The shift will require borrowing entities to share their cash flow statements more frequently with banks. In cash flow-based lending, banks will have to consider actual cash inflows and outflows of a company in deciding the drawing power. Inflows would be sales realization, fresh borrowings, repayment by debtors, new capital infusion, and sale of fixed assets, while outflows would include salaries, taxes, and loan repayments. With the aim to make Indian products come up to world standards and also reduce the trade deficit with China, India is planning to put curbs on non-essential imports. India is set to finalize stricter quality standards for 371 items by March, a move primarily aimed at curbing imports of non-essential items such as toys, plastic goods, sports items and furniture, especially from China. The proposed rules are to be framed by ministries in coordination with the Bureau of Indian Standards, which also ensure stricter inspection of imports. While the new rules, spearheaded by Trade Minister Piyush Goyal, are aimed at curbing imports from China and narrowing the trade deficit with India's northern neighbour, the rules will also apply to Indian producers so as to make the regulations World Trade Organization compliant. According to the Commerce Ministry estimate, non-essential imports from China amount to 4 trillion a year. Out of 371 items, 111 come under the Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals. 68 pertain to the Department of Heavy Industries. 62 come under the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology. 61 under the Industry Department. 44 under the Steel Ministry. And 25 under the Telecom Department. At present, there are 370 standards for imports, but the ministry wants BIS to coordinate with other departments and create 5,000 standards in the second phase. After the near success of its Chandrayaan-2 mission, Indian Space Agency ISRO has now put its ambitious Gaganyaan and Chandrayaan-3 projects in mission mode. 4 of its astronauts will be trained in Russia for their space flight, which is also the first Indian crewed flight to space. 4 pilots from the Indian Air Force will leave for Russia in January to receive training as astronauts of Gaganyaan, the first Indian crewed flight to space. They were shortlisted after a series of fitness and endurance tests. The announcement was made in a press conference on Wednesday by ISRO Chairman K. Sivan. The initial tests were conducted in the IAF's Institute of Aerospace Medicine, Bengaluru, and Russia. The 4 will be trained at the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Center in Moscow, as per an agreement signed between the space agencies of the 2 countries last year. Gaganyaan mission, announced by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in August 2018, is a 10,000 crore Indian human space flight scheduled for 2022. It is designed to have 3 to 7 crew members who will spend 3 to 7 days in space in a 400-kilometer orbit. Dr. Sivan said that Gaganyaan activities were on track. The first of the 2 pre-Gaganyaan flights with a humanoid will be launched this year end, along with some of the 6 shortlisted microgravity experiments. ISRO has also quietly begun work on another soft landing mission to the moon, with most of the same features of Chandrayaan-2. The launch of the nearly 600 crore Chandrayaan-3 is targeted for the end of 2020 and early 2021. ISRO will also be setting up its second launch port in Thuttukudi district of Tamil Nadu, for which the government has started acquiring land. Currently, satellites are launched from the Sri Harikota Launch Centre in Andhra Pradesh. Akshay Kumar was on a roll at the box office in 2019, as his latest film Good News 2 entered the 100 crore club. It's his 6th consecutive film of 2019 to enter the elite club. Akshay Kumar and Kareena Kapoor Khan's star Good News is on a roll. With an opening day collection of 17.56 crore rupees, it collected 21.78 crore and 26.65 crore rupees on Saturday and Sunday respectively. On Monday, Good News made 13.41 crore rupees, taking the total collection to 78.90 crore rupees. It earned 16.20 crore rupees on Tuesday. But it saw a huge jump on 1st January with collections of rupees 22.50 crore. It now stands at a total of 128 crore. But it saw a huge jump on 1st January with collections of rupees 22.50 crore. It now stands at a total of rupees 117 crore. Apart from Akshay Kumar and Kareena Kapoor Khan, Good News also stars Diljit Dosanjh and Kiara Advani. Directed by Raj Mehta, the film is produced by Hero Yash Johar, Aruna Bhatia, Karan Johar and Apurva Mehta. Good News is a comedy film about two couples who are trying to conceive through IVF, but there occurs a goof-up which changes their lives. With plethora of laughable moments, Good News is a laugh ride which is liked by all. Good News has replaced Salman Khan's Dabangg 3 from the top spot as the Prabhudeva directorial film is seeing a slump in its box office collection. Good News is the 6th consecutive film of Akshay Kumar which has crossed a 100 crore mark.